The concept we talk about is inside out. And inside out is really thinking about from the end user perspective, not from the network provider perspective. Where is the end user located? Where are they using their data? It's happening more indoors, and the indoor usage is going dramatically from the home, from the office, from all these locations. That's where data traffic is. That's what data traffic was in terms of when you think about the wired world. The wireless world is just following the same pattern. There's nothing new. But for the wireless industry, it is new because we thought about networks from the outside. We never thought about inside networks. But when you think about indoor public cellular, where traditionally you haven't had good coverage, now you're going to get a lot of new services with DAS systems, and picocells is another good example of what's going to happen. There's going to be a huge amount of data traffic being traversed there. So with the DAS systems, you're able to connect to the operator base stations. You can integrate them with an IP cloud or Wi-Fi, and through a software management solution, you can now combine all of these onto one set of distributed antennas where you now have broadband application, meaning that you can cover multiple technologies, you can cover multiple operators, and you can provide one infrastructure solution. Moving forward with picocell, picocells traditionally have been thought about as actually low power and low capacity. What we need to think about is high capacity, high performance. Coverage is not the issue. Coverage is there. I mean, you're going to have macro cell coverage with the big sites. How do you do coverage and capacity, high capacity? How do you make it super broadband? At the end of the day, a user doesn't care. He's on HSPA, LT, WiMAX. They care about their user experience and data rate, and always best connected if they're connected to a smaller cell site. I think multi-user MIMO is very critical as such, because that will improve the average cell throughput, not the peak throughput. Another area that I think is pretty critical. Now, as you go to these small cells and you start thinking about distributed networks, you wonder about backhaul. You wonder about, well, how are we going to fit this? Well, there are many ways to fit it in terms of the femtocell architecture, in terms of IP backhaul. But there are other ways that I think people are thinking about. I know we talked a little about relays, but think beyond relays in terms of self-organizing, self-healing networks that really drive you to say, now, why do I need to be going to a base station if I want to transmit a 20 gigabyte file in this conference room to this gentleman? Why would I need to do that? There's no reason to do it. The only reason is because that's the way we think about it, and that's the way we've been traditionally doing it. Now, how do you implement it? There are challenges, there are technical challenges, but the ideas of self-healing, self-optimizing networks, peer-to-peer communications are very interesting. The network community has to get much faster in the cycle. Right now, devices are coming in a couple of months cycle with new innovations. Networks are taking years. Networks need to be self-optimized and self-configuring, need to be optimized not only for the macro networks, but for the hierarchical networks I talked about. So there's a big effort in NGMN, there's a big effort in the industry. We at Powerwave are pretty excited about SON solutions because they allow an operator to really go rapidly deploy stuff, have software configurable radios, have software-defined radios that allow you to now configure. Because why would you want to worry about the fact that you're at 1.7 gigahertz today and you're at 2.5 tomorrow, or you have HSP or LT? Why does that really matter? At the end of the day, you need a broadband radio system, you need a broadband antenna system, you need a baseband solution that scales, and you need all of them interwork together. So we think that that's an exciting area of innovation.